YouTube family, it's your boy Zay. Come back to another video. You dig? You know we do. Excuse me. You know how we do. We get right into it. So, this video I want to talk about how people dismiss what they can't understand. It's cold as hell outside, but I'm flowing right now. So when you let me start a little side attention. When you flowing, and you kind of in that creative mindset, you kind of you just flowing with your gift. You kind of even forget about the certain elements you in. Like it's cold and it's raining outside. I don't care because I'm flowing right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like my 4th or 5th video I done today. But right into the video, people dismiss what they can't understand, and I've seen this is something I see very often. I see this very often. Cause it'd be so funny. People be so wrapped up in their own world that they think just because they can't understand a certain thing, they automatically write it off. Like, it's certain things about this universe that we live in, this world that we call Earth, this current existence that we in. There's certain things that people can't understand about it, so they automatically dismiss it. If it doesn't align with their doctrine that they've been accustomed to learning or knowing their whole life, if it doesn't align with that, they immediately dismiss it. That's why I started tapping more into spirituality, because like spirituality kind of encompasses everything. It encompasses everything. So now I can speak with a person that's in Christianity. I can speak with a person that's in Islam. I can speak with a person that's in Hinduism. I can speak with a person that's in tribes of Judah. I can speak with all these different people and gain knowledge in certain things, or even just being able to speak with these individuals about different things, because I'm able to. I'm at a mindset where I'm more focused on growing my mind more than I am focused on growing my ego. Like people are so caught up on wanting to grow their ego more than their mind, because when you grow your ego, you constantly feeding things that align with the things you already know, or constantly feeding things or gaining or looking into things that align with things that you already have been indoctrinated with, or that you already that align with things that you think that already is true. But when you try more focus on growing your mind, you kind of more accepting to things that don't necessarily align with the things that you always thought, that don't align with your doctrine, that don't align with certain mindsets or certain ways of life that you thought that was to be true. And it's not to say that these new ways of thinking is to be true, but what it is, it's a different paradigm. It's a different perspective for you to grow your mind. So now when you grow your mind on just small things, you'll start to find yourself being able to expand your mind more, because you're unlocking doors within your brain. You're tapping into new paradigms. You're able to manipulate and see light reflections from different perspectives, because this universe that we're in is just light being reflective and energy compressing and decompressing for us to see as physical objects, and for us to see things as what they is. Everything is vibrating. Everything is energy. Even what I just said, somebody would listen to that and be like, "Oh, that nigga just thought what he talking about," because they can't understand or comprehend what I just said, so they immediately dismiss it. That's what I tell people. That's why I tell people, if you listening to somebody and you can't really understand what that individual is saying, because it's kind of like, their vocabulary is kind of intense, and what they're speaking on is so far out there, don't even try to understand what they're saying in real time. Just sit back and absorb their words, bro. I'm telling you, next time you listen to somebody and you really not understanding what they're saying, don't try to understand them at that moment, in that current time. Just sit there and absorb their words. Focus on absorbing their words. Focus on, okay, let me just take in whatever they're saying. I'm not going to try to understand it right now, but let me just take in whatever they're saying and absorb it. Then once you absorb it, your mind has this way of sorting through these words that you've accumulated over the day, and is able to rewind it in your head. So now 2-3 days later, you might find something that's kind of is a direct correlation to the things that you heard that the previous day. But the thing that you just heard today, that's in accordance with the thing that you heard in the previous day, it helps you understand it more. So now you're able to gain pieces and whatnot, all because you just sit there and you was able to absorb the information. And as time went on, you were able to find different pieces that help you kind of break down and interpret and analyze the information that you once didn't understand, but now you're coming into understanding. And this roots from being able to be okay with not understanding things at that direct time. See, that's the problem with a lot of people. They try to understand everything. They try to make sense of everything right then and there. Sometimes some things ain't meant to make sense right then and right there. A lot of things be like Tupac, for example. A lot of things he was saying didn't make sense at that time period. So a lot of people didn't listen to him. A lot of people thought he was crazy. Shit, fast forward, man, that nigga, he damn near wrote our reality with his words. I be listening to Outkast and Goody Mob and Dungeon Family music. People liked their music at that time period, but what they were saying and the times we living in now, they damn near wrote our reality with their words. Like the words they spoke written our reality. That's what it seemed like, because it's so in alignment. So, and that just brings me back to my point. Once you get into the mindset of dismissing everything you can't understand, you will never grow mentally, because like I said, some things ain't even meant for you to understand it at that moment. But just because you can't understand it at that moment don't mean you're supposed to dismiss it. Like when I came into spirituality, right, it was a lot of information everywhere, bro. It's such a broad subject, so it's information everywhere. So when I'm coming to the information off of a previous doctrine that I had accustomed myself to, I could have easily been like, oh nah, that don't align with the things that I used to think of, or that don't align with the things I was taught, or the way of living. Instead of doing that, just because I didn't understand certain information in this new realm of learning, I didn't automatically dismiss it. I just absorbed the information, and over time, I trusted myself that I would be able to dissect, I would be able to dissect this information. But when you get into that mindset, into that state of mind to where you think, oh, if I don't understand it, then it can't be true. Maybe you're just not that intelligent as you think you are. See, I'm gonna be respectful with this, but a lot of people are not as intelligent as they think they are. People give themselves more credit than they really should be. And the people who really are intelligent, check this out. The people who really are intelligent understand that they know nothing. Like it's a saying that goes around, that goes like, a man who knows a lot knows he knows nothing, and a man who knows nothing think he knows everything. Which basically is saying, the people out here who think they know everything, they really don't be knowing shit. But the people who know a lot, that really can be out here teaching, it's not to say they don't know nothing, but they know, like, on this and in the comparison to how much knowledge there is in the infinite, how infinite knowledge is, you really know nothing, because there's so much information. So, man, I'm telling you, bro, and I hate to keep bringing it up, but this word is so prevalent in so many situations. That ego, man, that ego is the main reason why people can't tap into to being able to think in different ways and learn from different people. And the reason why people automatically dismiss, oh, no, I learned it this way, and if you ain't teaching like this, and I can't learn from you. Why is that the case? Because you so stuck up on the things you think, the things that you learned in your past, and the things that and how you learn certain things in certain ways, that you're completely cut off to any type of information that makes you feel insecure or uncomfortable about the things that you believe in, or your you know what I'm saying, your thought process. I like things that challenge my thought process. I like things that challenge my ways of thinking. I want to grow. Fuck being right. I want to grow. I want to think. And whatever you talking, if that's making me think, if that's making me question my past perceptions of things, cool. Because I'm trying to constantly elevate my mind. I'm not trying to get to a certain point and like, okay, I'm gonna think like this the rest of my life. That's what most people do. They get into a certain way of thinking and they don't grow mentally. They just like, okay, nah, this is the way it is. This is the way it's always gonna be. Because this is what my mom telling me, and this is what I've learned, and this is what I'm gonna adopt for the rest of my life. People are always talking about constantly growing in life, but most people don't grow their mindset over time. They learn about one thing, or they learn about a certain thing, or just how life is, and they just however their perception is that at that point, they carry it on through the rest of their life, and it's just they leave it as a concrete mindset. A lot of people got a concrete mindset. How you want your mind like a garden. Most people got a concrete jungle in their mind. You want a garden as your mind. You want it to constantly grow. You want flowers to be growing out of under your mind. Then when those flowers die, guess what? New flowers are growing. That means new growth, new mental growth, new spiritual growth. Because those old flowers are dead and gone. They had their time. They had their space for your evolution. Not saying that, you know, there was no time and place for those flowers to be there, but it's no longer time for those flowers to be there. Same with your mindset and certain ideologies you have. Not to say that certain ideologies that you have aren't good for you to have, but certain ideologies and mindsets are only meant for you to have for a certain period of time. Eventually, you have to grow in a new mindset. You have to grow towards a new ideology. If you continue to just stay stagnant in this mindset, your reality stays stagnant. That's what people don't understand. Your mindset and your reality is completely the same. So when I be hearing people complain about their reality, and I look at the way they think and the way they talk, and I look at how they used to think and how they used to talk, I'm just like, it's not much of a difference. You constantly keep cycling yourself in the same toxic cycle, and you're expecting immense change, but it's like, how are you expecting that to happen? How? And you're in the same mental cycle because you completely and immediately disregard anything that you can't understand, or anything that doesn't align with whatever you've believed in your past. You can't grow like that. We all can learn from each other. You will never be able to grow like that if you think like that. So, I'm going to leave it right there, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.